At number 10, the Fighting Irish of Notre Dame, their lone loss coming at the hands of Cincinnati. Kirk.
I don't see this team. I don't see this team losing another game. They go to Virginia, who's capable. But I looked at their schedule last week, and I was thinking about, man, if they can beat North Carolina, a lot of good athletes on that roster for Mac Brown, but they're running the ball better. They're starting to kind of find that identity for Tommy Rece in that offense. It's helping out Jack Cohn. They're going to be heavily favored in the remaining of their games. Of course, we keep saying how much that'll help the Cincinnati Bearcats, but very, very strong possibility the Fighting Irish finish 11-1 this year with what they have left on that schedule.
At number 9. Undefeated Wake Forest, off to its best start since the 40s. Game coming up against North Carolina. That Tar Heels at the moment slight favorite in that game, but the Demon Deacons are perfect.
Yeah, I think the most important part about the Wake Forest-North Carolina game is the over-under is at 77. It's going to be a lot of points scored in that game. But Wake Forest is a team that hadn't got a lot of respect, but they're sitting at number 8. Their defense has been atrocious, but offensively, Sam Hartman has been really good. I don't know that Wake Forest will have a shot to make a move because the ACC has been so bad. Pitt is leading the Coastal right now, and they're at the back end of these rankings at 25.
Joseph Scott, you said it right there. I mean, it looks pretty to see Wake at 9. We all love Dave Clawson, the job he's done. They have beaten nobody. They don't have anybody in front of them on their schedule. Even the ACC, potentially ACC championship game is going to be somewhat of a dud as far as trying to impress the committee. I don't want to take anything away from what they have done, but the resume of all these teams we've talked about, the ACC being down does not help Wake Forest's cause.
Wake Forest's strength of schedule at the moment is 98, which is 2 spots better than Cincinnati. At number 8. Oklahoma. Wow. Oklahoma's much lower ranked by the selection committee, Greg, than they are in the polls. You said, wow, when you saw it. How surprised are you the Sooners?
I am shocked. And because we just saw Wake Forest rewarded, having played really a very difficult schedule at this point, but rewarded for being undefeated. Oklahoma clearly rewarded as well. They're in the top 8. But this also shows you that this committee values the eye test a little bit more than they value maybe that 0 in the loss column. Because this Oklahoma team, they've been unpredictable, they've been unreliable, they've been up and down both offensively and defensively. So clearly the committee doing a deep dive into the Sooners and just how inconsistent they can be.
Maybe that game.
I say congratulations to the committee. I say congratulations to the committee, putting them at 8. This is a team that from the Tulane game, what's Tulane, 1-8, Rece?
Yeah.
From the Tulane game at the beginning of the year until last week against Texas Tech, they have not played a complete game. Caleb Williams has helped light a fire on the offense. This defense has not played up to their standard. They have got to start taking themselves more serious and the opponent more serious and play up to their capabilities in every phase of the game because they've only maybe put one game together, and that was last week. This team almost looks bored, and they better light a fuse quickly or they're going to get left behind.
That game was Texas Tech last week, and I don't know if you can underestimate the impact of that abysmal performance against a hapless Kansas team the week before might have had on this committee. 1 spot ahead of the Sooners at number 7. Michigan didn't fall far. They led the entire game. They had opportunity after opportunity to put the game away against Michigan State. They did not. So they have the 1 in the loss column, but they're still in striking.
They are. And what I'm going to say, that means that Michigan State has to be in the top 4, Rece. They have to be. If Michigan was to lose a game, that kind of game, when they had a lead 30-14 in the second half, and lose that football game, having Michigan at number 7 says that the committee has a ton of respect for what Michigan State is. So I'm going to say that means Michigan State goes to the top 4.
I might even go as far as to say they might be in the top 2. I mean, you look at this Michigan State team, the resume, the win on the road, we referenced earlier Oregon's win on the road at Ohio State. Well, the win by Michigan State against Michigan, a previously unbeaten Michigan, who, by the way, has a statement win of their own in dominating Wisconsin on the road in Camp Randall. This says an awful lot about the feather in the cap that Michigan State currently wears, and understandably so.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.